Okay, so far we've created a square, we've created a circle, and now it's time we explore our line tool. So lines are really useful if you want to go ahead and create things such as hamburger menu icons or dividers or really anything where you don't require an object like these with a fill, but you just want simply a line through your designs. So I can go ahead and click on this. So let's go ahead and click on this little line tool over here on our tools panel. And then go ahead and draw a line by simply clicking in our artboard and holding and dragging to where we want our line to end. So while you're holding down your cursor, if you go ahead and hold shift, while you're drawing your line, you can go ahead and actually create straight lines. So if you want a perfectly straight line like this, you can go ahead and let go over here. Or if you want an angled line at a 45-degree angle, you can go ahead and rotate your cursor to get those perfect angles at the 45-degree kind of marks. So you can do a straight downward or vertical line like this one, or a little angled one at a 45-degree angle, or just a 0-degree or simply a straight line like this one. I'm going to let go over here. Again, make sure while you're drawing your shapes, if you are using that shift, to let go of that shift after letting go of your cursor. So make sure you don't do it before, otherwise that whole angle thing can get messed up if you just let go of shift before you let go of your mouse and create the shape. Just going to go ahead and delete that one. Now we can click escape to get out of that line tool, going ahead and clicking our line over here. So from here you can see the width of our line, which is 368. So why don't we go ahead and change that to 400. Awesome. So now we have a line that's 400 pixels and it doesn't have a height. If you do give your line a height, as you can see, nothing will happen because a line is essentially simply a line. There is no height to a line, it's just a width. So if you do want to make your line thicker, you can simply go ahead and you see we have the border over here, which is what's showing here. We can go ahead and simply add size to our border. So if you make it 5 pixels, now you see I get a bit of a thicker line. We can do 10 pixels, so it's even thicker now. If you want to give our line a little dash every 5 pixels, we can go ahead and change it like that. Or every, let's say, 50 pixels, we can create dashed lines like that. If you want specific gaps between our dashes, we can go ahead and input a specific number, and now our dashes will have this gap between each other. So feel free to play around with those numbers to see what kind of shapes you get. So we can create, like, for example, a dash that's 50 pixel with a gap of 100 pixel, or a perfect dash that's 50 pixel with a stroke gap of 50, and so on. So we can set those back to 0 whenever we want to reset to a straight line. Now with a line similar to what we had with our border option for our square, we can go ahead and actually give it specific end caps. So we can do a round end. So we have a line that's rounded now on the edges. Now I want to show you some neat tips and tricks while you're creating shapes. Now this applies to any shape, not just lines. But if at any point you want to, let's say, make this line shorter or longer, of course you can go ahead and grab each end and make each end shorter or longer. Now because now I'm adjusting my node over here for this line, it will go ahead and be in freeform style, so it's not straight anymore, but again, holding shift I can make it straight. So if you want a shorter line, we have to go ahead and grab each node and make the line shorter. But if I actually undo that, now while I'm holding one node, if I go ahead and hold Alt, I can go ahead and drag one node and have both sides change. And again, if you want to hold Shift and Alt together, now we're tweaking that whole straight line without messing its straight angle. So for example, this little circle here, if I hold Alt, I can go ahead and edit all sides. And again, by holding Shift, it will go ahead and constrain that proportion of the width and height. Just gonna let go and leave it as is. And yeah, so that's creating lines in XD. Now we're going to come back in the next lecture and learn how we can actually use the pen tool to create more complex lines and shapes for specific cases where we're drawing certain icons or we want to trace an object and so on and so forth. So I'll see you in the next lecture.